8 News at 11 starts now.
Were you running a con on this family?
You have just finished watching Scandal. Now we have a political scandal here at home that could be ripped straight from the hit show's script.
Our local scandal involves an accused con man, an imprisoned Virginia lawmaker, a White House pardon, and several prominent names in Virginia politics.
Investigative reporter AJ Lagoe has the story you'll see only on 8.
Mr. Yancey, AJ Lagoe from Channel 8 News. I'd like to ask you about this pardon you were trying to get for Phil Hamilton's family. What can you tell me about that?
Lips locked. Accused conman Joe Yancey doesn't utter a word as he rushes out of jail and into a waiting car.
If you're the man you claim to be, why won't you talk with us?
We ask that question because this story is all about claims. Claims made by Joe Yancey to this family.
Yeah, he knew just the buttons to push.
Eat your supper.
This is a family who's already dealing with pain, the pain of having a loved one locked away. Roxanne Burnett is the ex-wife, and Brandon and Meredith, the children of Phil Hamilton.
Public education is 34% of our general fund budget.
A one-time prominent Virginia delegate who's now serving federal time. Convicted of using his position of power in the General Assembly to get a bill passed that created a job for himself. About the time Phil was on trial, his ex, through a friend, met Joe Yancey, who she thought was a well-meaning minister.
For months, we just talked about just friendly things.
When Delegate Hamilton was sentenced,
he ended up with approximately 9.5 years.
It crushed his family. Even now, it's hard for them to discuss.
Sorry.
Take your time.
It doesn't make sense that there are violent criminals out there that receive such less time for hurting or murdering people than what someone received for supposedly accepting a bribe for a $40,000 a year job.
The family was desperate for someone to listen, to review Phil's case.
I was trying to help my children get their father back. It turned into a nightmare.
A nightmare with the name Joe Yancey. Court records show the Louisa County man is a convicted felon. He actually sold a house he didn't own.
I just cannot put into words how he is a real professional at doing the conning.
The family didn't know about his shady background.
He told me that our family had suffered so much, and he was active in several peace and justice organizations. He dropped names of powerful people that were interested in doing the right thing and having this case looked at again.
Among the names dropped, Delegate Joe Morrissey and his law partner, well-known political analyst Paul Goldman.
Someone's out thousands, tens of thousands of dollars using my name, so that can make you a little angry.
Goldman didn't know how his name was being used until we showed him the proof.
It's good that you and others are sort of exposing it.
What we're exposing is a series of lies, fake documents, promises of a presidential pardon, and lots of money swindled away.
We're talking thousands of dollars.
Yes.
More than 20.
Yes.
What did you get for that?
A lot of things that were not true.
Roxanne Burnett showed us receipts indicating she turned over to Joe Yancey large sums of money.
You paid that money?
I did.
Roxanne tells us the money began changing hands when this contract was signed that appears to say Paul Goldman and Joel Morrissey's law firm was working on Phil's case.
You thought you were paying Joe Morrissey and Paul Goldman's law firm for legal services?
Yes, absolutely.
You found out later you weren't?
No, the document was fraudulent.
Roxanne says Yancey told her that he and all the people working to free Phil Hamilton met with Vice President Joe Biden during his visit to the area to tout gun control, and a deal was hashed out for a pardon.
At one point he told you he had a pardon in hand from President Obama.
He did.
That's when demands for more money began, along with wild claims that Hamilton was testifying against dangerous people as a condition of his pardon, and the family's lives were in danger.
You share his first and last name. They're coming for you.
At first terrorized, then skeptical, Meredith Archer began researching Joe Yancey online. She found his criminal past and did what he'd forbidden. Directly contacted the lawyers supposedly working on her dad's case. Delegate Joe Morrissey confirmed by email her suspicions. He was not working on her father's case in any capacity. That's when law enforcement was brought in and Yancey became a wanted man, charged with 6 counts of obtaining money by false pretenses.
Everything he was saying was a lie.
Were you running a con on this family?
Yancey turned himself in Wednesday afternoon, posted bond, and was released.
Are you just one big scam? What is this? It's hard to do justice in a news report to show just how taken in the Hamilton family was, how their hopes of seeing their father freed have been dashed, and the emotional terror they were put through by this con game. Now, you may be asking how former Delegate Phil Hamilton is reacting to all this. You can go to the 8 News Facebook page and you can listen to our phone interview with Hamilton from his prison in Fort Dix, New Jersey. Here's a small portion of that interview.
As a parent, I was, very, very upset that my children and my ex-wife were being exploited at my expense. I mean, I was being used to exploit them, and that angered me.
Again, that interview in its entirety can be found on the 8 News Facebook page. As always, if you have a story for me to look into, email me at ajinvestigates@wrse.com or look me up on Facebook or Twitter. They're also under AJ Investigates.